animation here with our hero, and he's slashing some cubes. We have our 3 cameras here. So we have our first camera, we have our second camera, and we have our third camera. And we want to set these up so that we can see our shot in all cameras at the same time as it will be cut in the final animation shot. We'll do this by using the Maya's camera sequencer and by offsetting all of the shots to make things match. Open the camera sequencer. You can find it in Windows, Animation Editors, and Camera Sequencer. And then let's set up our shots. So our first shot is this one, and I'm just gonna set my range to the same range. So frame 42, and I'll click this button to create a shot. I'm gonna give this shot the same name as the camera, so shot 01, shot 01, and I'm gonna set the camera to number 1 shot cam, and we already see how the screen jumps to that camera. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the second camera. What we need to do is we need to offset this by the shot length of the previous shot, and this shot is 42 frames long, so we need to offset this by 42 frames. I'm gonna use Animate to do that, but you can use any other tool. And for the last camera, let's also just offset this one, so it needs to start at 59. And now we have our full scene set up, all of our cameras one after the other. But we'd rather see everything in one thing. So what I'll do is I'll set the frame range to this camera, so 42, 58, 58. Paste the shot and recreate it. Click, and there we go. And let's do the thing for the last camera as well. So set our frame range to the last camera. Now we'll go in here and choose the cameras. So we'll click the shot and choose the camera we want to use. This is shot cam number 2. And we'll also give it a name as 020 and the shot name as well. And we're done. Now when we set all of this to our full frame range, start at 0, 1 and go to 90, and we're here. When we scrub here, we see our viewport switching the cameras between 1, 2, and 3. But if we scrub in our timeline, it still doesn't switch the cameras. It stays all in one camera. This can be useful, but you might also want to have a full camera. So what we're going to do is we'll first create an Ubercam, and then I'll show you what you can do with these shots. To create the Ubercam, we select all of the shots and go to Create and choose Ubercam. And what this does, it creates one camera that is all cameras connected, and we can go to that camera and now see in our graph editor that it jumps between our cameras. See this? Where it jumps between the shots. And if we scrub now, we'll have all of this jumping around. And this basically is the same thing as we had in our camera sequencer. The problem with this camera is that it will break motion blur, for example, because it will jump around. If you need to submit your shots one by one, you can go to the camera sequencer and just select the shots and choose Play Blast. Play Blast selected shots are all shots, and this will save all of them as single shots. There is one more thing that's important. When you play blast this, you will find out that this might not be your render resolution. So every shot that you create has these image attributes, and you can set the resolution of that shot in here. If you change this to something else, it will render the play blast in another resolution. For me, it's correct, and I want all of this just as it is. And yeah, that's basically it. Alright, take care, I'll talk to you later.